Of dry air in the Gulf really impacting its form and its ability to hold on to that level. So it has pulled back, but the difference between a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm and a 75-mile-per-hour hurricane, it's not a big difference, and it will still cause some huge impacts. It's already been causing some scattered tornado warnings along the Sun Coast, some periods of heavy rain, about 8 inches of rain a little bit west of St. Petersburg already. So certainly some flooding issues, and then with the onshore flow on the west coast, that could enhance the water level. So a pretty high chance for some significant storm surge along sections of Manatee, Sarasota counties, and right up into Hillsborough County as well. For us here in the Big Bend, we're not going to get nearly as much rain or direct impacts, but yes, we will still have some. However, the main big difference that kept this from becoming a big monster more than it already is that dry air that's been getting caught up in that circulation. So that's been very beneficial in keeping the strength levels in check and not really allowing it to grow like earlier hurricanes like Sally and Laura and Delta. We're not seeing a repeat of that. And we're going to see the overall wind field, the strongest winds, begin to contract and shrink as it moves closer to the Nature Coast region. That's the Suwannee River there with Dixie and Levy County. That's going to be mainly a likelihood for a landfall at the center. But keep in mind that a tropical storm is more than just the central circulation. You have the clouds and the rain and the wind field that's likely going to have a greater impact in our eastern Big Bend areas, especially near the Suwannee River. Those areas plus the marine sections and offshore waters, that's where we're going to have the peak effects of the higher surf and high swells, high rip current risk even on the western side of the Big Bend, and that's going to be the zone where we have the highest wind gust threat across the Suwannee River, with periods of rain starting later tonight lasting through tomorrow morning. I think the morning hours will be the peak time that we experience a lot of the activity in the eastern Big Bend, with lesser effects to nearly no rain across some of our western areas. That's not the only thing out there. Ada, there's a disturbance that's going to move into the western Caribbean with a high chance of development. Long-range models keep it moving west. And we still have tropical storm Theta, which is going to continue to move to the east and northeast and the eastern side of the Atlantic, so that doesn't have any implications on our weather. But Ada and its moisture helping to feed some scattered showers across our southeastern areas, light showers south of Live Oak and approaching Mayo. But again, in the morning hours, that's when we're going to see maybe the target point for some of the higher wind gusts in excess of 30 miles per hour with much less wind force elsewhere. That north breeze helps to keep the waters from coming too far up the coastal area. So I mentioned earlier, and I'll mention again, storm surge, not a big concern, and rainy conditions, not very likely in the tri-state region and just scattered elsewhere, with overall rain totals that will probably stay under an inch in most cases. We could see some potentially higher rainfall amounts, especially in the lower side of the Suwannee River, but overall very light rain totals in general, but not a whole lot of extra wind